Hey guys, thank you for visiting my channel, Medical Assistant with Miss K. If this is your first time visiting, welcome. My name is Kendra, aka Miss K, and I'm a medical assistant instructor. So today I'm going to be addressing a topic I've addressed quite a few times on this channel already, but I'm just going to add a little bit more. So many of you guys have expressed that you have had a hard time finding employment. Okay, and let me just say this. For some people, they get hired right away. They finish school, get hired on externship, no problem, right? Then you have some people who don't get hired on externship, but then they go apply for a job and they get hired right away, right? But then you have people who, for them, it takes a little longer, okay? Now, I just want to give you guys some things that you can do. Some of it you probably already heard me say, some of it you may not have already heard me say already. One of the first things you want to do is look at your resume, okay? I recommend people, first of all, if you have a career services department at your school, have them look over it, right? Have them critique it, make any changes that they recommend, okay? Also, you may want to consider working with a resume specialist, okay? I have several young ladies in my group on Facebook called the Medical Assistant Lounge who does this very thing. They help people with their resumes. For some people, it's just a matter of not having a good resume. We have to remember, guys, that your resume is the potential employer meeting you before they meet you. So you have to make sure it's on point. I had a young lady a couple weeks ago, Cheyenne, tell me some of the biggest mistakes she see that she sometimes sees on people resumes, and one of the biggest things was grammatical errors. Okay, you can be a wonderful person, a wonderful medical assistant, right? But if you have grammatical errors on your resume, that employer may never know because that is a red flag to them. They'll look at it and put it down. Okay. Another thing that could be wrong on your resume is having a professional email address. You have to have a professional email. I usually tell my students simply have your first name and your last name, maybe some numbers if your name is a common name, like first name dot last name 123 or whatever, maybe the year you were born, maybe just some random the year you graduated high school, right? First name dot last name or last name dot first name, that's all you need. Okay. Also make sure your resume is in the correct order. One of the mistakes that I've seen personally is resumes they just completely out of order. Your most recent job should be first, right? And then you go from the job, you go from your most recent, right? The one before that is listed. Also, make sure your past duties are listed in past tense, okay? Because one of the mistakes I see like, I see one of my students, they'll have a resume, a job listed that they did back in 2015, and it says collecting blood specimens, right? Scheduling appointments. No, it should say scheduled appointments, right? Collected, right? It should be in past tense. Those are some of the mistakes that I have personally seen that can be a deterrent for potential employers. So please get your resume looked at. It could be outdated, it could be too many pages, right? Consider putting your duties maybe in paragraph form. It doesn't necessarily have to be in bullet points. Now, if you don't have a lot of duties or you don't have a lot of experience, that's fine to do bullet points, but you don't want your resume to be really one page is ideal. But for many of you guys, you are old enough and have worked enough that your resume may be 2 pages. Like for me, there's no way I could fit my resume on just one page unless I literally just left a bunch of stuff off. So I get it. I've been in the field 20 years. Some of you probably have as well, right? So I get it. Another thing you have to do, and this is what you've heard me say many times if you watch any of my videos on finding a job, you have to physically get out there. It is not enough to just apply online. Yes, apply online. Go to indeed.com, sites like that, right? Go to local hospital sites in your area, local offices in your area, right? But you have to physically get out there, especially if you're someone who is saying, I've tried everything. You have not tried everything if you have not physically gone out to these offices. You have to print out multiple copies of your resume, and a cover letter is even better, right? Dress professionally. Before you even do that, already have an idea where you want to go. Make notes of offices in your area. Do some research, some private offices in your area. The best place to go is like a professional building that is attached to a hospital because they have multiple offices. And I would hit each floor. Hey, how are you? My name is Kendra. I'm a medical assistant. I was wondering if you guys are hiring. If they say yes, will you guys accept my resume? If they say yes, perfect. If they say no, we don't accept resumes, physical resumes, but you can go online. Okay, just say thank you and then, go apply online, get the website and apply online. At least they can see you, they know who you are, and you never know, they may be willing to interview you on the spot. That has happened to me multiple times, not even just with medical assistant, but with my very first job that I got at 18 at a store. I got interviewed and hired on the spot. Also at a record store. I forgot all about the record store. Happened as well. You never know. That's why I say dress professionally, because you never know if they're hiring. They may want to interview you right then and there. Okay. So you gotta get out. You have to. When people tell me that they tried everything and I ask them, have they done that? And they say, no, you have not tried everything. Finding a job can literally feel like a full-time job, but sometimes that's just what it takes. Sometimes you get back what you put out. And so for some of us, it takes work. For me, at one point when I was in between jobs, I had to get out there. There were days when it was raining, okay? I'm out there in the rain going from office to office. It was at a perfect when this one particular place I went to. It wasn't in a building, it wasn't a professional building like every building. It was like one of those it was like a complex. I forgot what they call those little community of office buildings. It's at the tip of my tongue. I can't think of it, but they're outside. So I'm going from door to door. I'm outside in the rain. Okay. So I've been there. I get it. I understand, but you got to put in the work. And also one of the things that I said before on this channel is that sometimes, it takes a few no's before you get to that yes. And then sometimes when you get to that yes, you'll realize why everything else was a no, because you'll find yourself somewhere that's just so wonderful that you couldn't imagine being anywhere else, right? I've heard those stories. I've experienced that myself. I have a friend who have experienced that. So, just have faith and don't give up. And, just do what you got to do. Like I said, get your resume looked at, get out there in these, physically get out there to these offices, contact medical assistant agencies in your area. Just look up medical assistant staffing agencies. Even if you have to take a temporary assignment, that could lead to full time. So you never know. So if you're watching this and you've been having a hard time finding a job, I hope that this was encouraging. Get out there tomorrow. Okay. If you're watching this, I don't know what time you're watching this. Maybe you can even get out there today. Okay. Get out there. And then I want you to come back to this video and let me know once you find your job. Okay. Hope that this was encouraging. Thank you for visiting my channel. Be blessed.